Hey everybody, it's Derek at MillRight CNC. I'm going to show you how to use a Vectric product like Cut2D, VCarve, or Aspire to use a quick engrave toolpath to make a quick engraving of anything you want, part numbers, identifiers, some graphic that you have into your part. So if you were just starting out, you would hit File, New. I already have a file up, but once you hit the New file, you're going to be brought to this for a job setup. This is a single-sided job, and here I've put in my part dimensions that I just measured with a caliper. I'm going to 0 to the material surface, which means I'm just putting the bit on top of the material, at the very top of it, and calling that my Z0. My XY datum is going to be this top left corner if you were looking down at the part. I'm going to be using a vise on the Mega V2, so if you look at where my mouse is moving, you can imagine that this is the fixed jaw of the vise, and I've got the floating jaw that's going to be moved in to clamp this part. Whenever I use a vise, I always 0 to the corner of that fixed jaw for my XY position. So I'll hit OK. I already have part number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. If you wanted to put some new text in, you could go over to the Draw Text dialog box here. But if I want to edit this text, I'm going to left click and I'm going to drag over everything while I'm in the 2D view, and you see it turn that purple, magenta, whatever color you want to call that. And I can go back to the draw text dialog box, and it's going to allow me to edit that. So I could put, hey guys, I could put whatever I want there. All right. And you see I've already calculated that toolpath. That's why everything still remains there. So I'll just put back what I have, part number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My text height I can describe here, whether I want it to be tiny text, big text, whatever. Text alignment is going to be center. And then my anchor point, I can describe a very specific position, or you can just kind of grab this around here. As you see, you move this around, you get a set of crosshairs that shows your vertical and horizontal alignment. And when you see the vertical line, dotted line, and the horizontal dotted line, you know that you've got everything centered. So I'm going to hit close here. Moving on to the Toolpaths tab. If you don't see the Toolpaths, you can just click on Toolpaths and show Toolpaths tab. You'll notice something that may frustrate you here. If you don't have that pinned, then whenever you click off this here, it's going to disappear. But just click the toolpath and click this little pin in the upper right corner, and that's going to keep everything there. You see I already have a quick engraving toolpath made. If you were just starting out on a fresh file, you're going to come right here to quick engraving toolpath, click that. But the dialog is going to look the same. I'm going to edit that because I already have it. If you just click the quick engrave toolpath, you're going to get this dialog here. I have a depth of 0.008. That's really shallow. So because I'm doing aluminum, I don't want to take multiple step downs in it. I'm using a V-bit that's really better suited to wood, but I can still achieve aluminum engravings with that as long as I am correct in how I set up my parameters. Now to set the parameters, I'm going to go to Edit. Here you see what I have set for the tool here. I'm going to move the spindle at 15,000 RPM. I'm using a pretty low feed rate here for the Mega V2. The Mega V2 can go into the hundreds of inches a minute, but when you think about it from the perspective of the tool, if you can follow my mouse here and you just think about the point of this tool here, that is not really getting an opportunity to clear a bunch of chips. So you've got, if you think about it in the chip load concept, if you had a really big tool, it can take a lot bigger chip load, or it wants a bigger chip load to operate in kind of its ideal state. If you've got a little bitty tool, then it wants a small chip load. You're not able to push it as fast. Because it's a V-bit, I'm doing this cutting this tiny little point right here at the end where my mouse is moving. So we can't move it too fast, because if we did, we would end up plowing the material instead of cutting the material. So I'm just going to run 80 inches a minute here. If I wanted to take multiple step downs, then I would need to make sure that this depth / pressure here, it says pressure because there are different kinds of tools you can use for engraving. like a spring-loaded engraving tool, but here we're using a spinning cutter. So my depth here is 0.008 or 8 thousandths. My pass depth parameters are 0.01 or 10 thousandths. So it's going to take that all in one bite. You could say set that to 30 thousandths, in which case this 0.01 or 10 thousandths pass depth would make it take 3 step downs. But I'm happy with these parameters, and I'm going to click OK. From here, I would calculate the toolpath. I've already done that, but I'm going to calculate the toolpath. Whenever you click that, it's going to move you over to the 3D view. I'm going to reset the preview because I think I've already done that, but you would be able to preview all the toolpaths, and it's going to show you what that looks like. My computer's moving a little bit slow, but there we go. Part number 1, 2, 3, 4. When I want to save that, I can click close, and I will click this toolpath so it knows that I want to save it. I would click the Save Toolpath button there. Again, if I did that a little too quick, it's right here in the Toolpaths tab. You hover over it, it shows Save Toolpath. And from here, you can set whichever post processor you want to use. I'm going to be using a Mega V2 XL with a Gerbil control, so I'm going to select the Gerbil post processor. If I was using the Masso control, I would just use Masso ATC arcs, inches, or millimeters. I like to work in millimeters, so I'm going to just select Gerbil millimeters because I'm on a Gerbil control. I'll save that toolpath. It'll bring up a dialog box and allow me to save it to a USB drive or somewhere on my computer. The workflow from here is going to be, I will walk that USB drive out to a laptop that I have set up on the Mega V2. I'll plug it in. I'll open up something like Universal G-Code Sender. There's a lot of different G-Code senders available to you for free, but I would use something like Universal G-Code Sender, connect to the machine. I'll home it. I'll set my work 0. Back on that topic for a moment. You have to make sure that whenever you set your work 0, I'll go back to 2D view as well, the machine needs to know that its 0 point is here. Like, you can't just set that in your CAD and CAM or VCarve or Aspire or Cut2D. You can't just set that here. The machine does not know that you told the file it's going to start right here. Without informing it, it may think that the start point is over here, over here, over here, or over there. So you have to set that 0 point. We have an entirely different video series on that. If you want to know anything and everything about that, I recommend checking that video. We'll put that in the video description so you can check that out as well. But I will save the toolpath. I'll take it out to the machine, and let's move the video on to showing the engraving with the Mega V2 now. So we have the part clamped up in the Mega V2 XL. Let's check out the engraving. All right, so I put a little cutting oil on there just to kind of aid in everything. I'm going to wipe that off. Came out really nice. I'll grab my tool to get this out of the vise. Yeah, came out really nice. There we are. So I realized that that was a little bit of a bigger engraving at about a 1/2 inch tall. This one here is 0.1 inch tall. So let's see the Mega V2 do something a little bit smaller. We'll just wipe that off. Came out nice. Again, that's about 0.1 inch tall. There you go. So a little blemish up above it because this wasn't a face piece. It's just a piece of stock we had laying around. But part number 12345, about 0.1 inch tall there. There you go.